No, I'm a rookie.
He's a rookie podcaster.
Yeah, there we go.
What are we gonna haze him?
We're not about hazing over here.
I mean, you could tell stories. I mean, because I'm assuming since his name's Frank, there's kind of like some It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia stuff going on here at the Iron Horse Inn.
There's all kinds of stories since the 9 years we've been there. Oh, yes.
Oh, boy. It's going to be a fun night, guys.
Anything can happen.
And does, I'm sure.
Yes, and it does. And I've just learned that you just go with the flow.
Yeah.
And not even worry about it and keep clicking. And then once you turn away, you just go, I can't believe that happened.
Words of wisdom, I'm sure.
Yeah. You always got to be strong up front. When you turn away, that's your way to go. Holy crap, I can't believe that.
Or sometimes you have to do a reality check and look at each other like, did you just see what I saw?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're all on the same page, right?
Yep.
How old was Kinley when she saw the naked guy?
That was I moved up there before the 75th. And when we took over the motel, we were getting ready to set up for a Whitewood rummage sale. They have a citywide. And my granddaughter, she was probably 8, 9, 10, was helping me haul stuff to the bar to set up. And there was a gentleman, I shouldn't call him a gentleman, this person was in the back of the place, and his nickname was Catmandu. He was supposed to be legally blind and all this stuff. And he started sitting outside his door naked.
Outside of his hotel room?
He'd set a white chair outside his hotel room, just naked.
Yeah.
So you guys have a chair on your property that somebody's balls have been resting on?
It's outside of your room, man.
Ryan's just jealous they weren't his balls.
Yeah. So don't feel left out if you want to do that.
So Ryan, they've already appointed you the Satchel Suite, so that's your residence for the weekend.
I was hoping my balls had gone where nobody's balls had gone before, but apparently that's not going to be true.
Jesus.
So as this gentleman sat outside this room, we kept trying to catch him. My help held me, and in that one day when we were hauling stuff from my house to the bar, Miranda comes out. He says he's sitting outside naked. I said, okay, don't go around the corner. Don't go anywhere. I said, just call the cops and have the cops zip around the corner, and they can catch him and haul him away. And so my granddaughter and I kept hauling stuff back to the my house to the bar. And of course, she can't see this guy because he was on the backside of the building one where we were all at. But her comment was worth it. And we were walking, and she goes, Grandpa, there's a guy sitting back there naked. And she goes, I go, yeah. She goes, it's not even rally time.
Nice. So we start them young here with them understanding like when things are just going to be different.
I think that would have been a perfect opportunity for an ice bucket challenge. I mean, I think if I think if you guys just ice bucket challenge that guy, he probably would put pants on after that.
Well,
or shrink.
It's a motel.
Yeah, he was gone after that.
Yeah. He packed up and left.
So we should tell everybody who we have on. So welcome back, everybody, to the Five Dirty Bikers podcast. We have a special guest tonight. It's a two-time guest and very timely because of how close we are getting to the Sturgis rally. But we have Andi and Greg and Andy's dad, Frank, on the podcast tonight as our guests, so we can talk about all things Iron Horse Inn and Sturgis and just tell some stories and get to know these guys a little bit better. So when you do make your reservations to stay there, you know exactly who you'll be talking to get all your reservations made and really know to get the lay of the land up there at the Iron Horse.
And
so welcome again to the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
We're glad to be back.
Yes.
So how does a place like yours prepare for an event like Sturgis?
Very painfully.
Well, yeah. Well, I tell people all the time that, and I think I'd said this to a few people when Ryan and his group were there. Planning for the rally is actually the easiest time to plan for, because we know exactly how many rooms we have. Typically those rooms are full for X number of days, and we can look back at history and say, like, how many breakfast buffets did we serve, how many, how many beers did we need or serve, and so on and so forth. So we have a lot of data that helps us make decisions. So that's actually pretty easy to do. You do struggle sometimes finding help, as far as for those 10 days, but then at the same time, especially if you're local, for local people, look at those 10 days as, a pretty penny. They can work their full-time job or take vacation from their full-time job and then work on the side for 10 days and make, either good tips or, and really just have a pretty good time. So I would say the biggest struggle is staffing. But after that, we get into a groove.
So Frank was just telling us about the naked man story. And I mean, I get that people are going to an event like that to have a good time. Have you guys had like legitimately had problems where you've had to have people removed from the premises or anything like that?
In my 9 years, no. No, I have not. I've had to threaten or a group from Canada once.
Okay.
The younger generation and the older generation, they all come down there. They had about 20 rooms, and the young ones were riding up and down my steps between the bar and motel.
Those railroad tie steps, Ryan.
Those wooden ones?
Yeah, that go up to that second level. There were young 20-year-olds trying to ride their motorcycles up and down those when they were not sober, obviously.
And one night I kept telling them, don't do it. And when I was cooking burgers outside the bar, here come 3 of them, and they just roared up them steps and all this shit. And I said, well, we're good. So I finished my burgers, and Josh was a local policeman, and I said, Josh, I need your influence a little bit here. And so he showed up, and I drove up there to those boys, and I said, guys, you didn't listen to what I said. I said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get you a different room. And they go, well, we don't have another room anywhere else. I said, well, I got you one. And Josh showed up, the police, and I said, you're just going to go stay at his motel. And they just, their jaws dropped. And I said, you either start listening or you get your ass out of here.
Okay. And
the older group of that bunch, the next morning, all them young boys come into breakfast, and we're all apologetic and respectful. And I had to get my point across.
Sure.
Frank, I like your style, man.
Frank looks like he'd kick a lot of ass.
I'm telling you.
Keep your calm and get that shit done.
Right.
I would say for the most part, we don't deal with a lot of hoodlums. That's what I'll call them today, I guess. No. But the people who stay with us are typically the ones that want to go out and ride and enjoy the hills, and they want to be safe because they have the bus if they want to go downtown Sturgis and have some drinks. But typically people, the loudest part of every day is, I would say, between like 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. every morning. And that's because you hear the roar of the motorcycles continually for people getting out, going for rides. And so we still keep the bar open till 2 a.m, but nobody's out there to cause problems. The people who want to go to concerts and, raise heck, they are not staying with us typically.
Don't use that word.
We're too far away.
Well, you guys, I'm assuming you guys have a lot of repeat business. So you have relationships with your customers. I think they're probably deeper than the Best Western down at the Badlands, right?
There's some people from New Jersey that stay up in building 2 in room 50 that have been there every year that I've owned the place.
Wow.
So you have people that are coming and actually requesting to stay in the same rooms and everything?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Ryan, Dave, you'll see this when you get here for the rally. In every room, we put forms where those that have stayed before, if they want to reserve the same room or what they consider a better room for the next year, they get preference.
Nice.
So, and in the fall, October, November, we start making calls and, okay, are you guys still interested? And start building out. And it's really a 8-9 month process, because then it turns into giant Tetris, because, you know, some people came last year, they loved it. They want to bring 3 more rooms of people. They all want to be together. Ryan, you've been there. They all want to be inside, right? You know, so they can get their bikes tucked right up next to the building. You know, and then people cancel or want to add more rooms, and that just kind of happens throughout the entire time. But yeah, we have 2 buddies, Bill and Lyle, who ride out from Seattle, Washington every single year. For a long time, it was the 2 of them and Bill's brother, Tom. Last year, they brought, 8 other people with them? And so part of the group trailer, part of them rode out, you know, but they all want to be together, and Bill and Lyle have been there forever, and they want the same room. So then we're trying to make sure we can get them all situated where they would like to be, because that's important to us, especially for people like Dave said, repeat customers that come back year over year.
Yeah. And then we also have the repeat customers who are always last minute planners. And I just had a phone call with 2 of them who said, you know, and I didn't recognize who it was, but Miranda did. And they said, we need 2 rooms for these days. And I said, you guys, I don't have rooms for those days straight. And I said, but I can get you in a room for 3 days. And then on the 4th day, you'll have to switch to another room. Oh, yep, we do that every year. No big deal. And it's like, it doesn't matter to them at all. They just want to be there, and we're happy to accommodate if we can.
Well, I tell you, I am looking forward to being your newest repeat customer.
All right,
I am super excited about coming out.
The one thing I liked too was that I didn't notice it when I came in the first day. Obviously, I was probably singularly focused on just, you know, having the energy to make it up the hill to get into the parking lot. But once I got my wits about me, I realized that you guys have that nice area of parking for people that do trailer, that they can, you know, they have you guys have like a special spot. So like, you know, you pull your bike in, you have all the bikes parked next to the rooms and everything, but there's a spot for the people that trailer. I mean, I don't know why anybody would trailer, but I did really like the fact that you guys had that spot over there for trailing. So for free people that did trailer and a place to put it. So yeah, it was really it was great to just kind of put my eyes on it. I don't know what I had as a vision of what it was, you know, what it was going to look like. And then I actually went back and looked at my pictures, and I was like, wait a minute, that sign that you put up on the outside of the building wasn't there in any of my pictures. So that happened after we left.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was like, I saw the picture on Instagram, and then I looked at my picture. I was like, where did I miss the sign? I'm like, what part of the building? I'm like, wait a minute, that's the office right there. I'm like, no, that must have happened when we left.
So that is the old logo and old sign that was down by the highway or the service road. And it was 2-sided, and a storm came through last year. So we got the new logo put up on the sign, and the one good sign, we decided to keep it. We didn't really know what to do with it. And then our maintenance guy, Brian, he decided to frame it and stain it. And then we put it up above there just as a way to, you know, I mean, it's a fun sign. It certainly commemorates our history, because that sign has been there since the building was built, you know, almost 20 years ago. So you certainly don't want to just throw that in the garbage. But it was fun to put it up there and see that.
We feel the same way about Dave. He's like an old sign we didn't know what to do with, so we just kept him.
Hey, Frank, do you get like a constant stream of disrespect from people around you? Or,
Watch it.
Yeah, Dave, you get out here, we'll team up.
I'm looking forward to it. I got a feeling you're not going to be hanging pretty tight.
I'm going to have your back.
All right.
Feels like you just started an old bastards club.
Well, and Dave, Ryan met him because my dad was actually out here too when Ryan was here. But my dad will be here during the rally, so you know more.
Very cool.
In your age
bracket, there'll be 3 of the geezers running around together.
God damn, I'm gonna have to do 2 iron butts to come even the score.
Don't worry about it. But Dave just said something. He said there's going to be 3 old geezers running around. I don't think you guys are going to be running anywhere.
This is
Just
weird.
saying.
You know,
I don't know, dude. Like I said, I bet you Frank kicked some ass.
Hey, the thing of it is, when you get to be our age and as cool as we are, you don't have to be going fast to look cool.
there you go. There you go.
When we get to the place we're going to be, hey, we look good.
We look
you
good.
just-
We look good, and all the young women think we're the safe guys.
You
Yeah,
always have to make it creepy.
I don't know about
That's
that
not
person.
true at all.
we're the safe guys that got probably extra money in our pocket.
There you go.
I
When-
can't wait
when
to
you're
get
that cool,
old. I can't wait to get that old. I want that level of confidence.
Oh, there
Yeah,
go.
yeah, I'm with you.
when you get to be that old, you don't have to run anywhere. You just sit and wait for the action to come right to you.
There you go.
Right? Huh? And it happens.
That's Tony's philosophy. I'm not going anywhere fast.
I'm not going anywhere fast. Fuck it, man.
Yeah, but
And it's
Tony's
not confidence. I just don't give a shit anymore.
Well, Tony's not old. He just looks old. There's a difference.
Oh man.
So people got to know, if you only listen to the audio version of this podcast, Andy has poured herself a drink right in front of us. If you heard the beverage can open earlier, why don't you tell everybody what you got there?
So this is Ryan's Squirt.
Did they relabel the can?
Did he
Wow.
leave that behind when he
I told her
left?
we should
Oh.
put a label on the side and just write that on there. So
That would have been
everybody-
great.
You guys should put that outside on the glass of your cooler. So when people go up and they're like right above the long drink, it says Ryan Squirt on it. They're gonna be like, "What is that?"
You gotta try it. You gotta try it.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna trademark that, by the way. So I'm gonna make some money during the event too.
Hey,
I don't think you'll make a
newest
dime.
can cocktail, Ryan Squirt. You can get it cheap.
Yeah.
Tony,
oh, someone will buy it.
I think you'd lose money on that deal, Ryan.
I'm gonna make a shirt. It's gonna say "Ask me about my squirt."
You know what? You know the liquor distributor that gets us this. She's the one person I haven't asked for anything free yet. So
For the rally.
let me
not,
see
not
what
ever,
I can
don't-
get.
yeah.
Let me see what I can get us for shirts and stuff, Ryan.
All
And
right.
Oh, you should. Yeah, you should definitely tell her. We'll promote that all over
Yeah.
the place.
Is
Make
that the
sure-
same company that makes that cactus water stuff? I know my wife drinks that.
No. So this is actually from Finland. It's a Finnish company. And so
Okay.
the only reason why I ended up drinking it is because Greg and I took a flight to Arizona in March. And I think somebody was talking about getting on the airplane, and as soon as you get on the airplane, needing a drink. Was that anybody here? But anyhow, I needed a drink when I got on the airplane, and they were out of everything. I mean, it was like a 9:30 p.m. flight, so they just didn't refill the alcohol options. So this was the only option that I had on the flight. So I took it and I was hooked. The first thing we did when we landed in Arizona is go and find me some Squirt. And it made,
What is that really called? Is it called?
so it's actually called long drink.
Okay.
Long drink, and it's made with gin, and it's got which is juniper flavor, juniper berries, a little bit of grapefruit, and this is the sugar-free version, which goes really well at our place.
And works great for Kenny.
Yeah,
Because of his diabetes.
but they also make one called a strong drink, and this is 5% alcohol, and the strong drink is 8.5% alcohol. So it's just a little extra something.
It's the black can.
And if for those of you that like a full-bodied flavor, they also make the thick drink.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
They do a Ryan.
gross.
Is that can flesh colored? Maybe it's purple toward the rim.
Yeah, it's actually a gradation of color that gets.
You know, at some point,
You're
you're going to
welcome.
get us uninvited from coming back here, and I'm going to kick your ass. You know that, right?
Hey, you have no idea what happens at 2:30 in the morning at the Iron Horse Inn in a bar with no lights on. Greg actually turned the lights on for me so I could find the bathroom.
I'm
Which I
bringing
didn't
my
I
knife.
don't want to
They
know
were
these
off.
things,
I'm
Rob.
going to have a knife.
I mean,
That's all I'm
this is
saying.
stuff
Don't
you
even
don't talk
talk on
about.
me.
You know, it's
So that's why we had to clean the bathroom the next day.
Ryan Squirt.
Too much Ryan Squirt.
Yeah,
Well,
Tony, at
when
least I was smart enough. I was trying to contain him in the linoleum
Yeah,
area.
Yeah, at least when I realized when we had been sitting there talking for quite a while, and Greg gets up and he's like, "Do you need anything?" And I said, "No, I think I'm okay." And he stood up, and it was like the wall moved 7 feet to the left because he went to reach for a wall that was not there, and then he was like, "Whoa, that wall was a lot closer 10 minutes ago than it is right now." He's like, "Do you need something?" And I said, "No, I need to be able to get back to my room, and I see that wall is a lot further away than it looks."
So I think when you get here, I'm going to order some strong drink. And in my head, I'm envisioning a video with the music long, strong, here to get the friction on. And then I think long drink, they'll probably want that. We'll probably get paid millions for
We
that
just make
kind
it
of
a TikTok
advertising.
and you'll go viral, Ryan.
That's-
And
Yeah.
then you won't
Yeah.
get paid anything, but you'll be famous for a little bit.
You know, we're gonna have tons of recording stuff with us, so I would say there's a potential that things could get pretty interesting.
So make a modern age juicy fruit commercial, but with that drink and Ryan.
Well, there you go.
Juicy fruit commercial.
I've seen a lot of juicy fruit commercials in my
Yeah,
life.
I bet
What
you-
you talked about.
I bet you if I wear a
Yes.
schmedium shirt and some small shorts, that thing will really go viral.
Oh.
You need to wear a football player like crop top.
Hey, you can wear this. It'll be
There you
fun.
go.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
That'll come up to Ryan's nipples.
Maybe so. I'd look like that farmer on the Water Boy.
So Ryan, I do have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
You chose an amazing weekend to come because a lot of weekends we don't really know what's going on, other than event weekends. But you chose a weekend where we had a group that comes every year, and we just call it Ernie's group. But they come from Colorado, and so it was a lot of fun to be able to make sure that Ryan and his crew were kind of put what we call the tunnels, which have the slight overhang to protect the motorcycles, but you still get to pull up to your door. What was it like waking up in the morning from your perspective and just seeing motorcycles outside your door? And I mean, because I don't think some people really understand that experience or what it's like until they get there.
For me, it was less about waking up and seeing the motorcycles in the morning as it was like kind of pulling into the tunnel where you felt like you were like, it was like valet parking, except you were driving your own motorcycle right up to your door to your room. That was really cool. And then when you're like taking off in the morning, even the morning when we left, you're like driving out of this tunnel and we went around the buildings and kind of went down. And even though we were going home, you get this feeling like, I was a little bit sad and it was kind of good to be there, but I'm super excited to really see like the whole area filled with bikes, in all of the tunnels and around all of the buildings and just, walking up and down and seeing all the bikes and everything. And what I thought was really cool is just when you pull in, and when we stopped and kind of greeted each other right there, just the number of people that came over and just said hi right away that we didn't know and didn't have any idea who we were. I thought that was really cool. So it's going to be a great experience going up there when the whole place is filled with motorcycles like that. And Dave is going to be like coming off this crazy high because he's going to go from the 120th out to Sturgis. So it's like he's going to go from the full motorcycle experience to the motorcycle mecca. So, I mean, you go from like Harley creation to, Harley salvation. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, and I'm riding through the burning forest fires of Canada in between.
You're going to ride up to Canada?
Yeah, we're riding. Volts and I are riding southern Canada. Hopefully, the winds will be blowing north and not south. But.
Mm-hmm. Ryan said he was going to show up at about 5:00 that day, and I'll admit I'm a control freak. But
Andy was mom ahead and like nobody's business.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not here yet.
I'm like, I hope they're okay.
Should I
And
check?
kept saying, they probably hit some weather. And I said, I know. I just want to make sure everything's okay. And, because in my mind, it's like, I just don't want anything to happen to anybody. And so pretty soon I hear this motorcycle. And I said, oh, I hadn't seen anything, nothing. I said, oh, that's them. And Greg's like, no, it's not. And I said, oh no, I'm pretty sure that's Ryan's motorcycle. And I only say that because of how often you guys talk about how loud his motorcycle is on the podcast.
Did it sound really crappy?
You heard it from a mile away.
It wasn't that, but I was like, oh yeah, that's them. And I just got up and I saw these 4 bikes pull up and I said, I had no idea if it was them or not because they all had helmets on and rain gear. I had no idea who was getting off these bikes, but I was really grateful when it was Ryan who popped his helmet off and some guy wasn't just standing there like, who in the hell are you staring at us? But so it was kind of fun to be able to greet you guys and make sure that we were there, and it was fun.
When you're out here for that rally and you park in that inside and where you're at, and you get up in the morning and you walk down your tunnel or that night, and there's 50 to 75 motorcycles in your tunnel and every other tunnel, the millions and millions of dollars that are sitting there, and the paintings on the bikes and the different. I mean, it's just breathtaking just to walk around.
Yeah.
And then, so to me, the most exciting one is in the morning, like Andrea said, is when they all start firing up their bikes and leaving. The rumble.
Yeah.
Oh, it's something.
Yeah.
So I should be coming in on the afternoon of the 1st, August 1st. When I get there, what should we expect as far as crowds? Are you guys when do you guys really start to get hit heavy, I guess?
So actually I just looked at this today. So you're coming in on the 1st, which is a Tuesday. So I think we'll have probably about 20 rooms that day, which for a normal hotel, that's probably half full. So then what you'll see is, about 5-6 check in every day. And then on Friday we have 50 that check in. Wow. And on Saturday we have 81 rooms checking in. And all of them stay for at least 3 days. That just helps us with turnaround time and everything like that. So, and then by Sunday and Monday, we have no rooms available at this time. So
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, we're 194 rooms. And usually those rooms have,
2, 3, or 4 people on them. So there could be 1,000 bikes there by that point.
Yeah, it is incredible.
Wow. Should get some time lapse and stuff, Ryan, in the morning of people rolling in and out.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
I don't know. I mean, if Greg keeps me up to 2:30 in the morning, my ass is not going to be up at 7 o'clock watching bikes roll in. I can tell you that for sure.
If Greg keeps you up until 2:30 in the morning, Greg's ass is grass.
Greg just won't go to bed.
Greg's got a job to do.
Camper will not be safe.
Yeah.
If I go over and Greg's sitting on the outside of the 5th wheel, I'll know what happened.
So last year, this is where Greg will probably be sleeping. So last year we had a young man who didn't make it back to his room and ended up sleeping kind of in the patio area.
Good for him.
So
he wasn't sleeping.
He passed out. So at about 5:30 in the morning, my nephew and my sister show up to start helping breakfast. We start breakfast at about 6 o'clock, or we start preparing at 6 o'clock. And on the video camera, my sister comes around the corner and you can just see her like literally take at least 6 foot jump backwards. Like her eyes are as big as Oreos. It scared the shit out of her. And my nephew, who's half dead asleep still, he's just like, just walks right by this guy. And then pretty soon you can see them once again in the video or on the video camera. There's a window that's sitting right there. You can see them peering out, trying to see the guy that's passed out.
They thought he was dead.
They thought he was dead. So pretty soon Mark comes over and Mark checks.
My dad's over there like
he's not dead.
Yeah.
And then the guy finally wakes up and he kind of brushes himself off and they just watch him walk to his room and he knocks on the door and they let him in and he came back out eventually. But yeah, that's one thing we've never had happen is we've never had anybody pass out on the patio. At least not overnight.
And he wasn't out front, Ryan. When we went out the exit only side door when we left Friday night. He was wedged up against the wall to the right of there.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
So he was on the
Yeah.
bar.
In the little
little
Oh,
nook on the end
well.
by building 1.
He wasn't going to get rained on.
no. Let's try.
That's
We're all about
I can safely say.
hospitality.
Yeah, I can safely say that that's not a place I've ever woke up before. So, face down, I woke up face down one time. That wasn't very comfortable, but
Jesus.
So we should,
What part of it?
we should hopefully have a lot of people joining us then in the iBar, right? Is that where we're going to broadcast from?
Yeah.
In the iBar.
Yes.
So it sounds like there's going to be a pretty big crowd to kind of join in.
So about 5. You said about 5 o'clock Mountain Time every day, right?
The 5 to 8
probably-
window. The 5 to 8 window is the big time when people come back off the daily rides, come to the bar, either start drinking or have a little bit to eat, wait for the bus, and then go. So that's usually the busiest time, other than breakfast. So
Yeah, that's
And
what I was thinking. 5 to 6 Mountain Time to start.
It's kind of a roller coaster ride as the people come in. They'll come into the bar. They'll start pulling back in 3, 4 in the afternoon and going showering up and getting ready, and then they'll be heading down. And the bus takes off at every even hour. So at 6 o'clock, the bar will be full, and at 6 o'clock they'll all get on the bus, and the bar will dwindle down a little bit, and the bus will leave. And then at 7, the bus comes back. Someone come off, they get off, go to the bar. The bar's filling back up again for the next 8 o'clock run. And it's just a roller coaster ride, people in and out constantly.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I hope the temperature stays in this area to where we can open our front doors and side door in the front, and we just leave it open so the patio's connected. It's just quite the thing.
Yeah.
So if it's not too hot. So,
nice.
but you'll have people flowing by you guys all the time. So,
and we get some odd. I hesitate to use this word because I know Ryan's going to take advantage. Bedfellows. So if any of you are familiar with, Trask Performance out of Phoenix, Nick Trask was in our bar actually shooting dice and gambling with my mother last year.
Yeah, that was
during
fun.
the rally.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I have some
Ryan
staff
made-
members who have specifically asked to work some shifts around you guys because I think they want to be involved.
Oh,
some
very
way.
cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
so
We've never tried to replace you, Brittany, but we do have a substitute redheaded Brittany that works at the bar.
Oh, there you go. Uh-oh, that could be trouble.
Hey, Dave, can you bring me one of those ascots to wear?
Fuck you, Ronnie. I do have an ascot. I actually do have an ascot, but you haven't earned the right to wear it. So
Well, maybe I'll find my own ascot.
you
Dave.
you probably should.
You better watch out,
Ryan-
Ryan. He might throw some hot coffee at you one of these days.
Ryan did pop his cherry. He rode the coffee.
That's right.
I
Oh.
know. I saw a photo.
Yeah. I not only did I ride to coffee, but I caused all kinds of trouble in Greg's local coffee shop for everybody because I started moving the furniture around so we could all sit at one table, and the gals behind the counter took exception to that.
The owner yelled at him and asked what he was doing.
she yelled at me and she said, "Did I tell you could move the furniture?" And I said, "You absolutely did not." So
You didn't say I could.
yeah.
He said I could do it.
Yeah, then I pointed to Greg and I said, he said I could do it. 'Cause he was the local and I know we were in his joint. And she looked at Greg and Greg's like, thanks for throwing me under the bus. And I said, now you know what to expect from me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at some point Ryan's going to get his ass kicked while we're out there.
Yeah. I don't know why you think, Greg, was I causing any trouble enough to get my ass kicked while we were out there?
No.
See, I offered after we moved the tables back, I told her, I said, I found a lot of stuff under your tables that need to be cleaned now. I asked her if she had a broom and a dustpan that I would gladly clean it for her and she said, "Have a nice day. Please leave."
Yeah, I would come over there and hit you in the nutsack.
Greg was apologizing on our way out. So
Andy goes there a lot, and I'm like, I don't need Andy to hear about it and then come home and be like,
I haven't been there since. All I feel is shame.
Well, that was the
shame.
No.
that was the Sturgis coffee shop, right? That wasn't
It was.
the one
Yeah,
in Whitewood.
also where Patrick gets his daily coffee usually.
yeah, no, it was.
Bob and I was talking to him when he got back. We were chatting on text, and we're talking about going down to that one in Whitewood.
Caverna?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I got yelled at too because I sent my picture of my coffee to Dave, and then he made some sort of mention about it not being real coffee.
It wasn't a
because I
fucking coffee. It was a foo-foo drink.
It was iced coffee, is all it was. It wasn't even a foo-foo drink.
That was a foo-foo
What kind
drink.
did you get?
I don't even know. Like it was like a.
foo-foo. F-U-F-U.
It was like, yeah, I'll F you all right. It was like a mocha. That's all it was. It was just a mocha with ice in it. It was an iced coffee. And
It
then
was a
Dave was
hipster
like,
coffee.
Dave was a hipster coffee.
So what kind of coffee do you drink, Dave?
Coffee.
What
Just
was that thing you
black
sent
coffee.
from Ecuador
You
or
tried
whatever that had the
different
4
kinds?
inches of foam and the ash shavings on the top?
yeah.
Ecuador. I didn't go to Ecuador. What the hell
Wherever
are you
you
talking
got
about,
when
homie?
you were in Paris with your ascot,
That's
what
it,
was that?
yeah.
What was that thing that you were drinking out of that little tiny cup?
Oh, that was an espresso.
Yeah.
That's not even a real coffee.
That's
That's
actually
a coffee.
technically it's real coffee.
I mean, come on. It was served in a cup that you play tea party with your kids with. That's
Yeah,
not
but
a
Ryan,
coffee.
if we feed you that when you're out here, you will shit your pants on your motorcycle.
He will shit his pants all over the place.
There is no doubt about it that would happen. I have full confidence that if I drink one of those espressos, I will not make it back to the hotel. This is the thing. I'm fairly certain that we can't go back to that coffee shop anyway, because we sat down to drink our coffee and Bob was in the bathroom so long they had to call the plumber and they had to call the locksmith to get the door open and the plumber to fix the bathroom before Bob could come out of that
that's
joint.
you guys. I can go. I wouldn't with
So I'm just saying
you. As long as they don't have an Asian buffet, we should be good to go.
that. Hey, listen,
and we only have one kind of coffee.
this is
Good.
to give you guys a little bit of background on what we're talking about. At FDBM 2022, we had our event and everybody decided they wanted to go eat. So we were trying to find a place that could accommodate a large group of people. So they were like, hey, by this grouping of hotels, there's this buffet over there. So everybody takes off to go over there. And Tony and I take off, and it's just him and I because everybody else is already over there. And Tony's he's shaking his head. He's not saying anything on comms. He's just shaking his head. And I go, what? And he goes, these motherfuckers. He goes, they chose the worst place in all of Kentucky to eat. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, this buffet. He goes, it's going to do some damage. You just wait.
Why did you stay? You should have just went somewhere else.
Because we
gotta-
told them
you
we
gotta
were
stay
going to
I
go.
didn't go,
Festivities.
just so you know.
No,
I
it
went
was
home.
worse-
I was like,
it was worse
Brittany,
than that, Brittany. Not
I'm
only
a man
did
of my word. If I
Hang
say
on.
I'm going to do something, I do it. And I went to that Asian
only
buffet.
Did they stay? Dustin and I weren't with anybody. We were over at Cocksmokers getting some
I bet you
food.
were.
These two
I
told us
just
to
watched.
come over there. So we went and met with them and got in when they were already halfway through the buffet.
Yeah. So
Wow.
and
Yeah, it was
that
even worse.
so
I
that
mean,
is a
that
real
sounds like it's your guys' fault for showing up after that.
that's a real smoke shop in Louisville called Cocksmokers. So if you are a cigar connoisseur, Greg, you can go to Cocksmokers and you can wrap your mouth around something long and brown.
Long and strong.
And they have booze.
They have a healthy bourbon selection too.
Yeah.
They do.
So-
Good bourbon.
So we go to this joint.
Don't tempt me with a good time. 2:30,
That's
2:30 Louisville. Are they Central Time? 2:30 Central Time.
They're-
No,
Yeah.
we're Eastern.
They're
They're
Eastern.
Eastern. So
It's early then.
so
Well,
we
I'll
go
tell
to
you
this.
what, you come out to FDBM 23 in Louisville in September, and we'll take you to Cocksmoke.
Cock smokers. We will not be going to the Asian buffet.
We will not.
We will
I'm a man
not.
of my
We
word.
will
Like I
not
said,
go.
I will not go back to that Asian buffet. So
There was
So we
like
go-
43 300-pound penguins walking out of there. We were all.
Yeah. So we walk out of that joint, and we're standing in the parking lot talking, and there's like a huge construction trailer. And I go, hey, I'm like, Tony, I said, I'm not going to make it back to the house. I'm going to go over behind this trailer. I'm going to take a piss. And I'm like, then we need to go quick. I'm like, I'm about ready to do some damage, and I don't have enough changes of underwear.
There's like
to make
a 15-minute window when you eat there. You got 15 minutes.
So I go behind the trailer to take a leak. And all of a sudden, we get back from FDBM. Like 35 of these motherfuckers took a picture of me taking a piss.
Well, you're supposed to go behind the trailer, not in front of it.
Yeah, yeah. So these fuckers took. So we get out of there, and I said to Tony, I'm like, it's a good thing you have more than one bathroom in your place, because we made it back to Tony's from the Asian buffet at warp speed. And yeah, so
I knew what situation I was in. I knew what was going to happen going into this thing.
Yeah. I went up there to get some food, and I reached down, and there was like the food was moving, and then there was a fly on top of it to begin with, and I was like,
Oh my God.
I'm out. I'm like, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can.
I mean, literally,
The
the
number
worst
of
place in
messages
Kentucky.
we had in the Discord after that was
horrible.
It was
I mean,
hilarious.
I
And
got
it went
back to
on
the
for like a
table.
week.
I got back to the table, and there was somebody sitting across from me, and they were eating deviled eggs, and I go, I'm like, that's the bravest thing I've ever seen in my life. You go to a buffet like this, and you pick up some devil's eggs, and you think that's a good idea? I'm like, that's like poison on a plate.
Tony, how many people live in Louisville? Like there couldn't be better decisions made. Like,
Dude, I agree. I don't know. I had no input on this. I just went where everybody else went, and I was just like, man, fucking mistakes are being made right now. But I went ahead with it. It was
and you're like, this is a train wreck. I'm just gonna watch.
I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch, and most of the people are riding back home the next day, and I was like, it's gonna be a disaster. I mean,
Yeah, you know, we called
No
we called that.
Depends at the local Walmart.
yeah.
Depends left at the local.
Yeah,
Walmart.
we called that ride home. The ride home was from FDBM 2022. Is called the Brown Butt Rally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. I can't
I
go
think it
to
even
Orange,
affected
Virginia
Percy,
anymore.
didn't it, Percy? You had to stop somewhere in Richmond or something.
Yeah, no, I am banned from Orange, Virginia.
Like, the entire place, or just
The whole
one
place. I tried, last year I tried to take a shortcut through there, and the cop was like, fuck no, get back, dude.
It was like when they had to hit the auxiliary power in Christmas Vacation when he turned on his lights. Percy went in the bathroom and had to hit the switches. The nuclear switch.
And that
Yeah,
was after like 8 hours of riding, so it was,
Yeah, we're gonna make that one of these years. We were gonna do it last year and we didn't, but we're gonna one of these years at FDBM we're gonna hand out leather straps with our logo on it, just so you have something to bite down on after you go to the Asian
was
buffet.
terrible.
Oh my gosh.
It's terrible, terrible choice.
Yep, it
I
happens.
can't believe you just went along with it. I mean,
Hey man,
men are
live
so
and learn.
weird.
You can't
Just saying.
you can't tell.
Would
it.
you,
just let
Andy, would
people
you
figure
do
it out.
that? Would you just,
No.
if you knew it was clearly a bad choice, would you just, okay,
Greg is like, yep,
Oh.
I'd go.
No,
I know.
she also hates buffets.
Yeah, I'm not a buffet
Like
person.
she, you'd
Okay,
be like, we're going to the buffet. It doesn't matter what.
putting that aside
yeah,
though,
don't-
let's pretend that it's like, I don't know,
There was
Texas
pudding on the
Roadhouse.
buffet too.
But we know that there's problems at this Texas Roadhouse. Would you go anyways?
I would say, very politely, I know you guys think this is a great idea, but as somebody who lives here, you really should take my suggestion.
So we could blame Tony.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
no.
Well,
Like,
he admitted to not
I'm with
asserting
Noah.
No,
himself.
he's
Fuck
really
around and
going and
find
letting
out.
it happen.
Yeah,
Hey.
Tony wanted to see the damage.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
the
with
thing.
It's just like my kids. I'll give them my advice and I'll say, do what you want to do. Fuck around and
It's-
find out. You know
What's
what I mean?
extra amusing though is that you wanted to watch the damage, but you also participated in it. You're like,
that's what blows
I
my
do this every day. It's fine. What's another day of damage?
Like, I
Well,
would
I
have
mean-
hoped they would have had a side menu. Like, sometimes buffets, you can choose the buffet, but then you can also choose off
Yeah.
the menu. I would have at least thought Tony would say, I'm going to do this off of the menu, so he knew it was fresh, but you just went along.
No, I just went right along with
I
it.
don't think that was an option. At
I
that
would
Be
tell-
all
I
you
went
can
to-
be.
I went to one of those places. I shit you not. So when you ordered off the menu, they would take a plate.
Shit, you not.
They would take the plate to the buffet and fill your plate
That's
from
right.
the buffet food and bring it over to your table. I'm like, I just ordered orange chicken. They're like, you have orange chicken. I go, the fuck I do. I have orange chicken that you just pulled off
You
the
got
buffet,
buffet chicken,
which
is
I
what
did
you
not
got.
want.
Oh,
You
that's
got
even
that
more
open air.
sketchy.
Any type of open air food, I'm out on. And I'm just saying this
Open air
from experience, not opinion.
Not opinion.
Open air food is never equals out.
Yeah.
It never
Oh my
works out.
gosh.
There's two things you should know in life. If you go to a restaurant and there's a construction trailer out front, just turn around and drive away.
Just drive away.
And if it's a buffet that a local
Turn
tells
around
you
and drive away.
a mistake is being made, turn around and drive away.
Yeah.
All right,
If
I
it's
have
open air food, leave.
I'll put a little twist on this. That the only time I will suggest it is if it's for breakfast at the Iron Horse Inn.
Well, see, I was being
This is
quiet
buffet.
here. I was going to let this play out, but I'm
and
glad
here's
you
why.
brought that up.
And here's why. I wholeheartedly hate buffets, Tony. And it's usually, and the reason why is because if you have a buffet that's open from 11 a.m. until 8 o'clock at night,
It's
I
no
wholeheartedly agree. That's just nasty. But if you have a buffet that's open that's very limited hours, and it's just like for breakfast, or say like a special occasion or something like that, I will do that, and I'm all in for that. Like a catered buffet or something like that, I will do that at a wedding or something like that. But no, I'm not a buffet person. It's got to be for very specific reasons.
I am not a fan of the roller hot dogs. I'm not going to lie to you.
A roller
They've
hot
never. Yeah, the ones you go to the gas station, the fuckers
That's
are on the
gas
rollers.
station.
Those gas
Yeah.
station hot dogs are glorious.
No, I've never had a good experience with those ever.
They're,
I mean, at least like any germs will like they'll bake themselves off. But if it was just hot dogs in like a bucket of water, everything's just gonna sit and mingle in there forever.
Give me a roller hot dog and a gallon of butt putty,
this is
and I can make it home.
I call a roller hot dog. It's called a 3-bite gas stop. If you can't eat a roller hot dog in 3 bites, you're not doing it right.
Jesus.
Oh, okay.
I do need to caveat because I want Dave and Ryan to be safe. So, Brittany, you asked Andy about good decision making. I don't know what day it is. The asterisk to Andy making good decisions, there is a concept called National IPA Day.
Oh.
And Andy loves IPAs, and she tends to drink too many of them on National IPA Day. And that has fallen at the beginning of the rally at certain times. So questionable decisions do get made.
Oh, but now, so let me ask: are those your IPAs? Is that
I'll
from
drink
your
any.
brewery?
Yes, but she'll drink any.
I'll drink any.
She has
IPA.
no qualms.
We're an IPA
Well,
household too.
for our listeners here that might be in the area, tell us a little bit about your brewery and the type of ale that you produce.
Well, so we are part owners of a brewery here in the Black Hills called Lost Cabin Beer Company. And so I think at this point we've been open for a little over 7 years, and we've probably produced some upwards of like maybe 40 different types of beers.
Way more than that. We have 26 on tap in the tap room as of today.
Types,
Wow.
I said. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I would say that the ones that we're most known for is one called Bruce Banner, which is an American pale ale, which is just slightly bitter, not as bitter as a true IPA. And it's a smash beer, so that's how it got its name, is Bruce Banner. It's single malt, single hop.
Yep.
And then we have and I'm not actually saying this because because we're part owners. I am one of those people that if I find a good IPA, I will recommend it regardless of who made it. But I do believe we make one of the best IPAs, and it's called Sodank, Sodank. It is an amazing IPA. And then we're also known for our Scotch ale, which is called Lord Grizzly.
Did you say
It's
Horde
a-
Grizzly?
It's
Horde.
Lord.
Horde.
Oh,
Lord,
Lord.
Lord.
I was like, wow.
Good
you
Lord
guys-
Grizzly.
Horde. Okay. I thought you said Horde Grizzly. I'm like, wow, how'd you get away with naming your how'd you get away with naming your drink after a slutty bear?
But Ryan indulged in our Hefeweizen,
Ooh.
which is our German wheat beer, which is also very good. And then just recently,
Hang on, is it just because that's my beer? I mean, that's what I drink. Is it just good or is it great, Ryan?
I you know what? Honestly, that's what I drank almost the entire time until we were sitting down on Saturday night. I mean, it was late before I tried the long drink. It was late on Saturday night, and we were all sitting down, and Andy said, she said something about wanting a long drink, and I was like, what is this long drink you speak of? Because she wasn't drinking it out of the can. She had it out of a glass or a jar like she has in front of her there. So I didn't know what she was drinking. And then they brought one over, and then I drank the long drink for the remainder of the night.
Yeah,
but prior to that, the whole all of Friday night and all of Saturday up until that time, I had only drank their Hefeweizen. So that's the one I drank the whole time, and it was very, very good.
Good.
It's very good.
We will have a good selection of their beers on tap. We have 8 taps, and when the rally comes, there's no domestic beers on tap. I figured if you drive all the way across the country to South Dakota in this rally, and you want to drink a goddamn Bud Light or a Coors Light, drink it out of a can.
That's right.
I'm with you, Frank. I was stationed in Germany for 7 years, and I just think American brand beer is shit. So I'm looking forward to coming out and tasting your wares.
We will have a good selection.
I will say that I think our Hefeweizen is very, very good. As far as, there's one out of Nebraska that I really love, that if you put ours, next to each other, I would probably choose the one out of Nebraska. And that's probably because it's a little bit heavier on the coriander. And sometimes I like my beers to be less sweet and more savory, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
But our Hefe is really, really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that's our other little side gig that we have going on.
And we won't have it this time, Dave, but we also make a very nice dunkel, which I actually prefer to our Hefe. But that won't come out till September, so I don't think we'll have it here. But if you plan to come back, we will buy extra because we can.
Like I told you earlier, I'm looking forward to being your next repeat customer, and I think
that just reminds
me. I hope to see a lot of you.
You got to start working cake, so.
Yeah. Now you just put another thing on my to-do list. Way to go, guys!
What's that?
Well,
we got to order more beer.
We got to start
ordering now to be ready for literally 3.5 weeks from now. So
because we're already ordering our pounder beers to get in, so we have them for the rally. Because it's just because it's our luck that you will order the stuff and they'll go, well, we don't have that.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
2021. I was up there full time with Frank, and we literally started ordering stuff for rally in like May and June, because every time we put an order in, it just wasn't available, like all kinds of different stuff. So it was just a rotating, because we go through a lot of alcohol and a lot of beer. And so, we have full storage rooms full of pounder beers stacked up to the ceiling, and they'd be like, no, we don't have that. You can't get it. And they were like, why are you ordering it so early? And I'm like, because I don't want to have this conversation with you in July, because I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah. But for all those there's a lot of people who are non-drinkers, especially on motorcycles, which, I highly encourage. We did start bringing in something called Liquid Death last year. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Oh, yeah.
That water in a can?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is so good.
It is so weird.
Water, like it's
amazing looking.
Just like water.
Yeah,
it's water in a can. It's a mind fuck, is what it is.
Well, why do they call it death?
Liquid Death.
It'll murder your thirst. That's their tagline.
Yeah, it has amazing marketing.
Mm-hmm.
They are able to sell you a $3 or $4 can of water and make you excited about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people when they don't know what it is. And I would try it, be responsible, have one beverage and have a water. And they're like, you're double fisting. And I'm like, no, this is water. And they're like, no, there's no way that can be water in that can. I'll be like, try it.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's actually water.
Is it tap water?
No. Well, so they do have just a true spring water, whatever you want to call it. But then they do more of the soda waters that have a little bit of flavor, like a lime. I think they have a watermelon, a peach.
They just came out with like an Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer type.
Yeah.
But we were introduced to them in Arizona quite a few years ago. We went down there. We go every year to Bike Week, and
they're giving it away for free.
They're giving it away. And it really, to me, it was, because sometimes drinking is more of that social aspect of just having it in your hand and, having it in a can obviously just kind of builds on that social aspect of drinking and all of those things. So I think that it was a huge hit in Arizona amongst the biking community down there. And so a couple of years ago, I decided to bring it up and people loved it. I mean, they would put it in their saddlebags. So when they stopped someplace, they would, have some water to drink and stuff like that. So it just brings more of that, social aspect of biking and having a drink at a stop without the actual drink at the stop, which is a great idea.
So Tony, explain this mind fuck to me. You said it was a mind
Well,
fuck.
because you got a can, right? And and it's water. And it doesn't make any sense when you're drinking it. You know what I mean?
And it's
not carbonated, right?
No, it's not carbonated. It's just water. So it's like
they do have some that are carbonated, but they have options.
Yeah, the one I had was not carbonated. So you're like expecting, a beer or a Coke or something, and it's just like fucking weird, man. It threw me off. I prefer my water in a plastic bottle.
Okay, but think about that. Back in the 90s, when water started being bottled, how many of us said, why in the hell would I buy bottled water? And now we all live off of bottled water.
I know it. Have you had the water out of a carton?
Yeah, they have that boxed water too.
Yeah, that throws me off too.
It's like drinking a milk carton, but it's
it's like in a milk carton. It's like, what the fuck is this, man? It's just throwing me off.
Hey, you guys ever tried?
Have
you guys ever tried the strangest way ever? You ever tried water out of a hose?
Yeah, garden hose.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I still do it.
It's called hose water.
Yep.
Yeah.
I grew up on it.
I did too. It's the only water I was allowed to drink because I couldn't drink water in the house. My mom.
I wasn't allowed in the house.
Me
so
neither.
there
Go
you
outside
go.
and play.
There's a hose outside you can drink out of. It's perfectly good. I'm like, Mom, that hose is sitting in the dirt. She's like, the water will rinse
let
off
it run
as soon
for
as
a
you
while,
turn it
let
on.
it cool down.
That's
There
right.
You got to give it about 30 seconds or so. Let it cool
Get all
down.
the bugs out of the water hose.
Yeah.
When you're a kid and you stick the whole hose in your mouth, you turn the water on, and you get that mouthful
You
of
still do
scalding
that,
hot
don't
water.
you, Ryan?
What's that? Yeah, I usually grip it with both hands like this now, Tony.
Why?
Oh my God.
Why is it that there's things that you keep sticking in your mouth?
You're catching on there, Frank. You're catching on.
Very good, Frank. Very good. It only took you 45 minutes. What Brittany took her 6 months to figure out.
Let me ask you guys a couple of things that people may want to know about staying at the Iron Horse Inn. So there are a couple of things, and I've been thinking about this lately because actually I was going to send you an email and ask you. I'm riding halfway across the country. I get to the Iron Horse Inn. How can I clean my bike? Is there a
That
bike
is a
wash
solid
in the
question.
area?
That's a big question there.
Yeah, so we have 4 banks of rooms, and on each bank of rooms there are we provide hoses, and there
Garden
will be
hoses. Hear that,
garden
Ryan?
hoses in case you get thirsty, and rags for you to wash down your bike and different things like that. So yeah, we provide all of those things at the end of each building.
Oh, very
Holy
cool.
shit! I can wash my bike when I get there.
So we just need to bring our own like detergent or
Yeah, so like if you have something specific that you want to use, I know that Greg uses
Percy
bug
sends
slide
that
or
area, and
whatever.
I usually have like a gallon of bug slide hanging out or
bug slides my jam.
And actually, I told Andy, I think this is an opportunity for us too, and I was looking into some of the bug slide dealers. where we could buy in bulk or, get some kind of deal for exposure for them, because the amount of people we have between 1,500 and 2,000 people that come through our place during that 10 days. If they can understand the opportunity to get their product in front of people that may have never seen it before, we all their cost per unit is very low. Even if they're selling that to us at cost, and we can provide that to the guests, you get your little microfiber bag, even if you get the little bug slide, that goes a long ways for just cleaning it that week when you're at the rally. So.
Oh yeah, no, I've used bug slide for years. So I got my bike, so I can get there. I can clean my bike. What about my clothes are nasty? I need to do my laundry.
We have laundry in each building as well.
And
2 washers, 2 dryers.
Okay. And how does that work? Is that you guys have the detergent too and all that good stuff?
Yep, you can buy it at the front desk.
Wow.
Yep.
They got everything taken care of.
They got it all.
They got you covered.
And I think you guys said before, like I'm diabetic. I've got to store my meds.
Yep. So we do not, and this is probably a comment that I get most frequently, like when people leave a review, is that, we don't have a microwave and a refrigerator in every room.
Right.
And that really just comes down to the fact that 194 microwaves and refrigerators would be an absolute nightmare. But we do have them upon request, specifically for people that need, have medications or different things like that. So we have that. We also have, you can purchase a bag of ice if you bring your own cooler, different things like that. So all that's on site. Yep.
Very cool. Do you have a sundry store or something on site as well, or like
I'm sorry,
like a sundry store for deodorant?
No, we do not.
Stuff? Okay.
But that doesn't mean I couldn't do that. That's a great idea. I'm always looking for new ideas to make me work harder.
Everyone's
I've got ideas that'll make you work harder.
Everybody wants a toothbrush once in a while.
Yeah.
And toothpaste.
And toothpaste, yeah.
Something else I can put on my mouth, I guess.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. We also, so Dave, the community we're in is small,
Very
right?
small.
And we have 2 gas stations that are, bigger, where they sell additional things. We also have A&J Supply, which they sell everything from Levi's to work boots, they make, old school keys on the key grinder. So some of that stuff, when people are looking for them, we're like, hey, literally it's going to take you 2-3 minutes to get over there. And that's, that makes the community stronger if people are, spreading the money around. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I did have
And,
one question that's logistically. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
Just one more. So you mentioned the gas stations, and this is, some of us have been hit by this a couple of times. Just want to make sure the gas stations have 93 octane.
Is it 90?
We have 90,
Or
we have
91 or 93.
93. 91, yeah.
Okay. But it's not all of the gas stations around where we're at, because they know motorcyclists expect and want. It's 91, no ethanol. So
Okay. Very cool. Yep. Sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
No, that actually was my question. It was actually centered around logistics of gas. So are those gas stations just packed all the time? Are you waiting in line to get gas and that kind of stuff?
No, most people don't come off of the interstate to come into Whitewood, unless they have a reason to come there, or if they, they don't know what's going on there. They're going to more do Spearfish, the next, Sturgis, the next intersection or off ramp west of where we are, takes you into Deadwood, and there's a huge gas station complex there. So usually the ones in town are not that.
The ones in town are filled with our customers. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I was curious about the logistics of that, because we were talking about that even planning our trip down there. I was like, guys, we're going, that Thursday before everything kind of kicks off. We're going to hit Sturgis traffic on the way down. Some of the gas stations and normal stops that we make are probably going to be, are going to have, are going to be a little bit more crowded with people there filling up at that kind of stuff. So,
well, Ryan, you were just there. Is there anything like that people should know about that you encountered on your way into the Iron Horse Inn?
Not specifically for us, because we took a couple of different routes that we were not familiar with because we were trying to avoid weather. So, I mean, if you're crossing North Dakota, if you're going to go, say, 94 across North Dakota, you're going to hit a gas station about every 120 miles. It's kind of the perfect distance, especially if you have, a bike with 4-gallon tank or up. So their perfect distance is all the way down. And then if you go all the way to Dickinson and head south, that's kind of how we have been traveling there the last couple times. There is gas stations, kind of, strategically placed in towns all the way down so that you're at that, about every 100 miles you can stop and get gas. If you go south of Bismarck, which is in the center of the state, then it's a little bit trickier. You have to be a little bit more strategic about where you're going to stop and get gas. On our way back, we actually went that route and went, kind of diagonal across South Dakota and up through Bismarck. And there's some nice scenery up there. But I tell you what, the gas stations in the small towns, we stopped at 2 gas stations that they weren't even paved. And so we did one time put 87 in because there wasn't even anybody working there. The pumps were the only thing that was on, and the roads were dirt. So you do have to be a little bit strategic about that. So that's a little bit different, but not just planning is really all it takes. So.
Ryan, do you stop in Midland?
They
have a big gravel parking lot. That's why I was asking, because there's a town either side of that where they have it's more paved and cleaner.
Sure. No, I don't remember. I don't remember. The one of the places that we stopped was north. I think further north. It was just before we got into North Dakota, and it was a really small town, and it was only like 2 pumps, and it was gravel. I mean, and the pumps were old and, probably took credit cards when just after the slide things were not being used anymore. So
Dave,
you guys remember those?
Which route are you coming in? Will you be coming in on 90?
I'm probably going to be coming across on 90. I haven't planned everything out in detail yet, but I've got an Army buddy of mine that lives in Vermilion, just I think south of Sioux Falls. So I'm probably going to make a stop there and catch up with him and his wife, and then come in from there.
And the only reason why I mention it is because I know that they're coming from North Dakota. There is the option coming in on Highway 34, which takes you directly through downtown Sturgis. And that day that you guys are going to be coming in, Ryan, depending on the time of day, it could take you an hour to an hour and a half with stop and go traffic to get through the 4 miles of Sturgis.
Yeah,
we're not going that way. We'll go around.
Yeah, that part we did in like 4 minutes to get through the whole town.
Yeah,
that can literally take you several hours to get through there.
Yeah, we did that. We did that a couple of years ago off rally, and it was fine. But yeah, we're not going to go that route. We'll go around and avoid it a little bit. So
I'm going to be hanging out with them, man. I'll be waiting on you at the Iron Horse Inn.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody has any questions, again, as maybe what direction to come from or how to avoid things, let us know, and we're happy to share what we do, what we can.
Yeah, and reach out to us on the Discord or whatever. We're happy. We check it on the regular basis. So
yeah, thank you guys for being active on the Discord. We appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a fun little environment to be on. I enjoy it. I like Brittany's control. I like that she, manhandles everybody. We appreciate that.
Yeah. You need a little whip cracking emoji so you can.
There you go. Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to getting out there. This is going to be super exciting.
Absolutely.
Brittany, speaking of control, what do you put in that hair? There's something about Mary Gel.
I know. There's something going on tonight. It's a deeper hue. And,
I colored my hair.
And it's more spikier.
So I haven't, since I had my eye surgery, I haven't colored my hair in I think 3 months.
So now you can see what color it is since you had the surgery and you went, shit, I gotta do something?
No, I just didn't want to get the, I don't know if you've ever colored your hair or been to a hair salon.
I have.
I don't have any hair, Brittany. Thank you.
Well, you could color your scalp, I guess. Get a tattoo up there or something.
I'm here for you, Brittany. I know what it's like.
It's like the chemical. I just didn't want it to irritate my eyes, so I just held off for a while. But yeah, I colored it the other day.
I used to bleach your eyes.
Clearly, you've never applied color to your head because you don't know what it's like.
He did. Then all his hair fell out. So
It did.
Well, you are unfortunate.
It was a backlash.
They make hair chalk now, Tony, that you could use.
Chalk onto his scalp.
Yeah,
You could
it's
chalk
for
your
people
beard.
that people that are going through like cancer treatment and stuff. You can
Fuck you, and fuck you.
We should
I
get
got
Tony
all
a
kinds of
mullet.
hair, just so
Tony
I
needs
can
a
show my
mullet
back.
wig. Tony needs a mullet wig to wear at FDBM this year.
That's it.
There
I
you
Either
go.
that,
got
either that, or
I'll
you need to
dye
dress
for
like
you.
back now.
either that, or
Just
you
like
need to dress
Joe
like the
Dirt
Colonel.
Dressed like the
Yeah, Joe
colonel.
Dirt.
Cane and everything.
It's a lot of work to be a Kentucky Colonel, man. It takes some time.
Yeah, you show up in the seersucker suit with the hat, and
They do. There's
Cane.
actual.
bucket.
There's.
You bring your bucket, Tony, and
It's like a real thing to be a Kentucky Colonel.
It's
no
just
shit.
really scary watching him walking around licking his fingers. It's just
No, yeah.
wow,
it's a little creepy. A
Jesus.
little creepy.
That's
coming from you, Dave, calling Tony creepy. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got that here? Come over here and sit on my lap, little girl. Look on your face right now.
Boy, Ryan's on fucking fire tonight, isn't he?
He's got a hair up his ass over something.
He
I don't
sure
know.
does.
There's things going out and in his mouth.
Yeah.
I think at least one of you guys need to come out with me and help me because it's just me and Ryan out at. Out
I'll
at
be here
Sturgis.
for you. I'm here for you.
Will you? All right. See.
Yeah. My
And
problem is that
We'll give
filter
it back.
between my mouth and my brain was removed.
And Dave, I did get him.
I
to
don't
ride
think you
the
had one to
motorcycle with
start
coffee, so we're breaking him down slow.
Hey, I know. You know, it's he just needs a little bit of class. Just a little bit of class, and we'll be good.
Me?
I
I
will
need
say-
class. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I will say no one, and he was unsupervised for several hours on Saturday. And I spoke to everybody that he spoke to after the fact, and no one complained about it.
Well,
There you go.
this coming up
That's the
weekend,
best compliment I can give you, Ryan, and that's as good as
this weekend coming up, of course, when this podcast release, Ryan will be coming out to visit me in Illinois, right? I'm gonna try like hell to get him in a fight.
Jesus.
It won't take much.
We go down to Alton. There's MCs everywhere. I feel like you see that guy.
Right.
He says you're a fucker.
Jesus.
So we also want to, besides Ryan running around causing trouble down at Dustin's, we want to let everybody know that at the 120th anniversary, Harley anniversary event that weekend, this upcoming weekend when this drops, that's the weekend of the 14th, 15th, and 16th,
Mhm.
that the Sportster, the Five Dirty Biker Ironhead Sportster bike will be there. Then we're raffling off to raise money for the ASA to raise money to support families with autism. So make sure you come by. I don't know exactly. We don't know where the bike is going to be, do we? Does anyone?
Yes, it's at Detroit's Antique Motorcycle Show.
Yes, it's going to be
Should be
around the
on-
museum. I don't think there's an exact spot of where it's going to be though yet.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Williams will be there doing plenty of coverage on the bike, and of course, he'll be hauling it there from Louisville. So go say hi to him and Dave
And Walter Votes will be with
and
me.
Walter.
Volts.
Yes,
And
as
then it'll
well.
also be, the bike will also be at Fuel Cleveland as a reminder. So,
yep. In a couple more weeks. Yep,
yep.
the bike's going places, and hopefully after that, I can bring it to the shop here and display it to all the customers and walk-ins that we have here at Ted's
Yep.
until I don't know, early September or so. We have FDBM, and we'll finally be picking a winner of that bike. So if you haven't bought tickets yet, go to 5dirtybikers.com. There's a link on the raffle page where you can go to buy tickets. So please go buy a bunch.
Speaking of FDBM, do you guys have any announcements for yourself about FDBM?
What?
You're talking to Andy,
Yeah.
Greg? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be there.
We will be
So
there. Yeah.
Yes! Yay! We're going to Cocksmokers.
Yes, you'll drive me at a good time because it's happening. And she agreed to it that I get to go. So there you go.
So yeah, we will be there. I had been tossing around the idea with Greg for a while. He had some other potential trips going on, and I I kind of decided that if he wasn't going to go, I was going to go by myself regardless. So, but we'll be there. We're really excited. We're going to be there coming in on Thursday, being there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, flying out Monday. And then Frank is going to come as well.
Nice.
So it'll be the whole damn crew.
Yep.
Nice.
Sweet.
So
I'll have one person of class to hang around with at FDB. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate it. You and I are going to be best buds.
I knew you were talking to me, and Andrew tried to butt in.
rude.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the one that's making this shit happen.
Oh,
Give me some fucking credit.
Hey, we go to the Asia buffet. We'll all make shit happen.
There you go.
you ain't kidding there. I'm not going back to Asian buffet.
I'll look for a Dunkin' Donuts or something. I'm not
You all
going.
Yeah,
can go.
you and I
now
will
know
make the
that if
smart
Tony agrees
decisions.
that he's gonna go. I now know that Tony.
I
says
just go for
yes.
the entertainment.
These guys throw out a bad restaurant. Andy and I are like, see you later. We're going to go eat somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah. Ryan, you and I,
exciting,
gas station hot dogs.
That's right.
Yeah. We'll
That's
get some of
exciting
those for
news.
Tony.
Yeah, I prefer the taquitos, the ones that, the hard
yeah.
crust. Yeah, like that's what I prefer.
Well, Dustin's going to shove Casey's Pizza down your throat. So
Casey's
We don't have a
pizza is
Casey's.
good.
We
love
have Casey's. We have Casey's up here.
do you?
Casey's
Do you eat the pizza? It's good,
Oh, yeah,
right?
it is good.
Yeah, it's really
Dustin,
good.
I'm going to have a piece of Casey's Pizza in South Dakota up at Andi and Greg's, just in your honor.
The biscuits and gravy
We will eat
breakfast
it. We will
pizza
eat it on
is
the podcast
best.
one day.
No,
They have
hold
No,
on.
no, 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 no,
What
no,
did
no.
you just say?
Dave, we
Tony,
Yeah.
they have biscuits and gravy. Like, isn't it called biscuits and gravy?
Pizza?
Breakfast pizza.
Mhm.
Yeah, at
No,
Casey's.
fuck that.
Somebody should be shot for making that.
We're not gonna, Dave. We
It's
can't eat.
so good. You've never had it?
Breakfast pizza is amazing.
It's
We-
so
With
good.
biscuits and gravy pizza?
I'm not doing biscuits and gravy pizza.
No.
The bacon, egg, and cheese pizza.
Boy, you guys are just
I'll
Debbie
eat a bacon, egg,
Downers.
and
It doesn't give you the shits.
No, it does not.
Hey,
I
Dave,
mean-
we can't have Casey's Pizza at the Iron Horse Inn. That can't happen. They
Why?
have way better pizza there.
Well, that's
Yeah,
fair.
but I'm
That's
saying
fair,
we
but
can have a piece to honor Dustin.
Yeah,
Or-
we
or-
can.
Well,
or you
Ryan will be
can't
coming
fuck
out
them.
here in a week. I'm going to order a bunch of those fuckers. We're going to eat them in my backyard.
Dustin, they ask for anything else, you're like, sorry, all we got is Casey's.
It's Casey's or Subway. That's it.
There you go.
And Ryan's already had enough footlongs.
We're not
That's
cooking
right.
any other food. You got to eat the damn pizza.
No, it should be fun. Looking forward to it.
Those gas station hot dogs will leave a mark.
Yes, they will.
If you shake them hard enough.
Well, we're excited to have all of you guys. Well, we're excited to have Dave and Ryan here, and then we would love. Our dog has decided that she's had enough of being in her kennel, so Greg is trying.
Aww.
She's here. I'm gonna try to gently. Yeah,
Aw.
she's a piece of work, just like her
giant.
mama. Yeah, she is. Oh, Ryan, you got to see her, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
How
She's
tall is she?
Well,
Here,
she's
here.
above the table, so I would say
That's
she's
all.
about 3 foot tall, 3.5 foot
Rams.
tall.
There you go.
She's an 11-and-a-half-year-old Great Dane.
She might go.
Oh,
there.
there. That's why. Great Dane.
So she's
Great
got,
Danes are big.
yeah, she's a cow.
Turn it over.
Yeah, so, but we're excited to have you guys here, and we're really excited to make our way to Louisville because, I mean, obviously we, our motorcycling world revolves around, Sturgis and Whitewood and things like that. So it'll be fun to have our adventure in motorcycling elsewhere as well. So we're excited.
Well, we're looking forward to having you there.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Hell
It'll
yeah.
be a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Some good riding out there.
Good. Yeah, we're going to rent a bike. Unfortunately, due to timing and everything, we're going to have to rent a bike with Greg's job and everything. But we're going to rent and also get a Jeep. So regardless, the wind
nice.
is in our hair. So get some wind time regardless of what vehicle or motor vehicle we're on.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to do a ride to one of the distilleries this year. So,
Yeah, we need to go back to Castle and Key and go in this
Yes.
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't go in the last time?
COVID.
It was COVID.
COVID. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But I did get a bottle of the rye whiskey the last time we went out, and it was really good. So I need to get the bourbon this time. because they were actually finishing their aging of their first batch when we went out there in 20, so we could smell it in the air when Tony took us out to the distillery. It was the best smelling.
My God.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Almost got a DUI just driving through there.
Definite. Sniffers row.
Yeah. We've been,
Some call it distillery tour, some call it Sniffers Row.
there you go.
All right, guys. Well, thank you again for coming on, and we look forward to seeing you in 3 short weeks. Is it three weeks only? Something like that.
Yeah, I told Ryan I'd see you in 6 weeks, and he looked at me like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like,
Now it's like 4 weeks, right?
back
Yeah,
here.
it's real soon.
It's
Yeah.
less than, Percy, you're here in 28 days, give or take.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
There's going to be
nuts.
some FOMO coming from me, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I'll get out there sometime. Absolutely. It sounds like an awesome place to go if you ride.
Yeah, it is.
Bucket list thing.
So we'll see you in 4 weeks, and then like another 6 weeks.
See you then. And if
Right.
you guys are, if you're listeners and you're going out to Sturgis, stop by the Iron Horse Inn if you're not already booked in, and come see me and Ryan.
Or
And
go
if you're in
anytime.
Discord, let us know. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, that's it for this episode. Till next time, keep it dirty.